Pranam everyone, welcome back. Krishna Brahmastu. Yes, we'll start the class. Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam. Shruti-Smriti-Purananam Alayam Karunaalayam Namami Bhagavat-Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutra Bhashya-Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we are seeing Atma Bodha, a text for Mananam, Nididhyasanam. It gives us pointers to keep on reflecting upon till we gain Nishtha in the knowledge, Atma Vidya. While intellectual appreciation of these shlokas is very easy, so it is also taken as a Shravana Shastram. But once the Shravanam is complete, the examples within are helpful to constantly identify with, reflect upon, till there is an immediateness of perception. Whenever we are relaxed, whenever there is time in between our obligatory duties, when we allow certain time to ourselves as self-discipline, we need Shastra-invoked vrittis, Shastra-induced vritti, let me call it. Shastra-induced vritti. Vritti, we all know, is thought. Shastra-induced vritti means the thoughts that we have formed based on our Shravanam and the Adhyanam of Shastra Vidya through the process of constant hearing, studying, revising, discussing various aspects, looking at it from various angles, allowing the doubts to surface on the topic, and verifying it from a Shrotriyanist Acharya and establishing, aligning our own thoughts in the direction of what we have gained as vritti. So, Shastriya induced vritti needs to be reinforced again and again in our own minds. We need to think about it varam varam. That this text really is helpful for. So we have been seeing in these verses that through the process of 37 to 39 said, the Vedanta sadhana, which is what I just summarized, Shravanam, Maranam, Nitithyasanam, ultimately for Vedanta Nishtha, that Mahavakya induced vrittis, we are churning it against the Jiva vritti, and that constant friction of the two aranis, Brahma Vidya and a Jiva Bhav, constantly negating the Jiva Bhav in the light of the Brahma Bhav, Brahma Vritti. This constant process he has spoken of, and now he is giving us the result of this Atma Vidya, the result of Brahma Vidya. What is the result? He says in the 42nd verse, he said, which we have concluded, in this manner, when we have done the churning, Atma Aranau, the two Atmas have been rubbed against each other, the Brahma Atma, which is the real Atma, against the Adhyasa Atma, which is the Jiva Atma. When Dhyana Mathanam has happened, Satatam Krite, constantly you are doing the Dhyanam, and that Dhyanam is the rubbing. Yeah? Dhyanam is the rubbing. This is important. What is the rubbing? Brahma Vidya is rubbed constantly with Jiva Buddhi. How? In Dhyanam. Dhyanam is the abhyas for it. And Dhyanam is Nididhyasanam. So doing that Satatam Krite, constantly done, then what will happen? Udita Avagatir Jwala. Udita, arisen. What has arisen? Udit hota hai. No, it is risen up. What? Avagati. Bodh, knowledge. What avagati? That I am Brahman. ये जो ब्रह्म ज्ञान का बोध उत्पन्न होता है, arises. Like what? Like a flame, jwala. So when you are striking a matchstick and suddenly the fire is lit, that jwala. Kab hui wo jwala? That jwala came, that fire was invoked when the stick having that material which is flammable rub against the static means steady. One is movable, one is steady. When we rub matchstick, एक को हम स्थिर रखते हैं, दूसरे को हम उस पे रब करते हैं. That steady one, which is constantly there, rubbed by the one which has on it the flammable material, on rubbing them, the fire that is already unmanifest but existent, it is there, but not visible. When does it become visible? When it is struck. The two come in contact, and when it is rubbed against the steady part, which is on the matchbox, when you rub the unsteady stick with the steady matchbox, the flammable parts of both jwala utpannaha, that fire gets invoked. That fire is invoked. Why? Because it is already there but not visible. Visibility of the fire came because of the rubbing. In the same way, Brahma Vidya is already there. But at the present moment, it is not invoked. It is not visible as if. It is not manifest. Why? Because the dhyanam, that rubbing part, is not being done. I'll repeat this. The Brahma Vidya is already there. But why is it not manifest? Why is it not visible? Why is it not seen in our day-to-day interactive life? Why is it that samsaric vrittis are still overpowering our own Brahma Vidya? Let's put it this way. The vrittis that we have acquired through Vedanta Shastra, those vrittis get overpowered by samsari vritti, the jiva vritti. Why? Because the counter exercise, the counter sadhana that needs to be done, which is dhyanam of Brahma Vidya against jiva buddhi, when that rubbing has to be done, that rubbing is not not available to us or not done by us. Krite, satatam krite nasti. When it is not constantly done, so we do not find the Brahma Buddhi invoked. We do not find the flame of the Brahma Buddhi. So what happens when the Brahma Buddhi is not available as a manifest vritti, as a manifest experience, as an let me call it touchable experience. Now, what is a touchable experience? Is that word understood? Touchable experience means perceivable experience. Touchable, मतलब हम उसको पकड़ पा रहे हैं. Now, when someone says, let's take a very common example, when there is a loss of an immediate one, what is a touchable experience? A loss of a loved one, a dear one. When one has a loss of a dear one, what is a touchable experience?
Not able to being with them.
Okay. What else is the immediate touchable experience?
Well, it's the body right in front of you, which is not moving, which is Nishpran.
Okay.
Grief, Deepti ji?
Sadness.
Yes.
Grief.
So sadness, grief, sorrow, sense of loss. These are all your touchable experiences. Graspable, immediate available. आप उससे आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो. It's universal. You expect in fact कि ये होना चाहिए. अगर किसी को नहीं हो रहा grief at the loss of a loved one, are you an acceptable person in व्यवहार? Will you not be ridiculed? Will you not be made? Well, people will find you awkward and funny or misplaced. It's स्वाभाविक है कि when there is a loss of a loved one, grief is inevitable, sorrow is inevitable, sadness is inevitable. Chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita is inevitable. This is a touchable experience, what I'm calling. It's an immediate identifiable experience. Brahma Vidya means I am Brahman is a touchable experience, as Shastra says. Means I should be able to identify it exactly as I am able to identify the samsara vrittis as mine own. When I say I have lost a close one and I am grieving or I have sorrow, I'm sad. When I say I am sad, I have owned up that experience of mine. I have called it as my sorrow, my loss. I have recognized it as mine. It's a subtle point. What happens? These are the fruits of Atma Vidya, these verses are saying. What happens when someone has Brahma Vidya? Shravan, Mananam, Nididhyasan ho gaya. Now they are able, the fire of knowledge has got invoked. अब ज्वाला बन गई है वो. That fire of knowledge जो ज्वलित हो गई है, प्रज्वलित हो गई है, means it was already there, but now it has come to become a touchable experience. The Jivatma is no longer recognized as one's state of experience. Jivatma has entirely become a Swapnavat avastha. Entire Jivatvam has become a Swapnavat avastha. It is nothing more than a transient expression of life. What is a Swapnavat avastha? A transient expression of life. Transient means it's temporary. It's an experience which is temporary. वही जीव भाव है. Jiva bhav is a temporary experience superimposed upon the real permanent experience of me being Brahman. This transient experience is what he says is negated entirely. It's entirely negated when there is Brahma Vidya. I'm repeating again because this is the sadhana, this is an exercise. Our entire day is completely engulfed with utilizing the Jiva Bhav and conducting a life of Vyavhar based on this Jiva Bhav. Correct? What does the Shastra say? In your everyday existential life, this being transient, there must be a sadhana included, which is dhyanam. Dhyanam means a constant repetition of Shastra-induced vritti. What is dhyanam? A constant repetition of Shastra-induced vritti. Constant repetition, which means varam varam. So he says, once this jwala has come up, Atma Gyan ki jwala ban gayi hai, to kya hota hai? He says, sarva agyan dahet. The entire agyanam is burnt. Agyanam is burnt means how? Because this agyanam is the indhanam. Indhanam as in it is a fuel. Agyan ही इसका fuel है. That matchstick, the stick के आगे जो वो flammable material है, that is the indhan. That indhan is Jivatma means हिल रहा है. So the moving stick is the Jivatma. The indhanam there is the agyanam. Agyanam means concluding that I am a stick. Concluding that I am Jivatma. That is agyanam. Ajnanam means I am Jiva. They are two synonyms, equivalent terms, equivalent in their understanding. When I say I am a Jiva, ज्ञानी क्या समझता है, ज्ञानी की समझ में क्या बात हुई है, जब हम जीव बन के अपनी संसारिक इश्यूज के साथ बैठते हैं और से अगर हम ज्ञानी के अप्रोच भी करते हैं, तो ज्ञानी क्या समझा, अगर कोई ज्ञानी है तो, कि ये अज्ञान अवस्था है, इसका कारण अज्ञान है, और ये अज्ञान जब तक है तब तक संसार इज नॉट अ सॉल्वेबल प्रॉब्लम. Samsar is a effective problem. You know what an effective problem is? EFFECT. इफेक्ट है ये. इफेक्ट मतलब उसका एक कॉज है. There is a cause for it. What is the cause of this samsara vritti that has engulfed Arjun, that is giving him the experience of शोक मोह? उसके लिए वो टचेबल एक्सपीरियंस है, राइट? That touchable experience of shoka moha is an effective state. Effective state meaning there has to be a cause behind it. By itself, it cannot exist. For every shoka moha avastha, there is a karan. There is an immediate karan and there is a long karan. Long एक दूर अवस्था का कारण है और एक इमीडिएट कारण होता है. Supposing I want to water my plants, but there is no water coming today for whatever reason. Now, no water coming has become an immediate reason. Effect is, I cannot water the plants. I'm unhappy because I can't water the plants. A very simple example. I can't water the plant is a desire interrupted. I wanted to water the plant. Watering the plant at the right time as per my mental schedule would have given me happiness, task complete. Yeah, we have this checklist. Why do we make checklists? I'm going a little detour. Why do we make a checklist? Is it only for memory? Has anybody noticed? It's not just for memory tagging. When you complete the checklist, you get a sense of satisfaction. You get a sense of kar diya. There is a mild sense of achievement done for the day. I've completed everything. And if you leave one out, kuch reh jata hai, so it leaves that much little behind, a sense of achievement or fulfillment that, oh, this much was left. These are all arbitrary things. Can you imagine how we tag our happiness onto all these things? एक checklist हमने बनाया है. It is all in the mind. I have to do this, to do this, to do this, to do this. It's all absolutely on a, writing on a cloud. When you write on a cloud, can it stay? Write on a sand. On a beach, you're writing on a sand, your checklist. Will it have any meaning? One wave and it's all reduced back to sand. But yet that checklist has to be completed. Once we have that sense of a completion there, it gives us some sort of an achievement, some sort of a joy. That is desire fulfilled. इच्छा थी अपने इस शेड्यूल को पूरा करने की, पूरा हो गया, आनंद आया. इसमें से एक भी चीज छूट जाए, I could not water the plant. Desire interrupted. What happened because of that? Dukkham to certain extent. Dissatisfaction, the lack of sense of achievement of what I ought to have completed. the lack of sense of fulfillment to that an extent. Immediate karan kya hai? There is no water. Long-term karan kya hai? In this example, just this example, the pipe has been burst बहुत पीछे. Because the pipe is burst somewhere which has no contact with me as such, I can't see where it is burst. But its effect was that I don't get the water. Examples clear? समझ में आ रहा है? So if I don't get the water now, this is an immediate effect. That immediate effect was felt as a tangible experience of unfulfillment, dukkham. The same thing happens here. The entire samsara vritti, ये तो एक एग्जाम्पल छोटा सा है. Entire day of ours is like that. What is the immediate karan will be relatable to something or the other that is perceivable, that is to some extent correctable. कुछ कर सकते हैं हम, देख सकते हैं कारण को. But there is a long-term karan that we can't see. Shastra says, we've heard it billion times, that long-term karan means the steady, the root cause of entire samsara is avidya. I'm going to be careful in these words. What is the long-term karan of entire samsara? Avidya. Samsara is due to what? Feeling, let's say, samsara is feeling a lack, is samsara. Feeling some lack. One of the ways to define it. It's not the only way. But feeling a lack is samsara. This lack is because of what? Jiva buddhi. That I call myself so and so. This jiva buddhi is still identifiable as I, and that I has a name and a form in my perception. मेरे मैं के बोध में एक नाम है और एक रूप है. That is why मेरा रूप थोड़ा बदल दो तो मेरे मैं का अनुभव बदल जाता है. मेरे मैं का नाम तो मैं बदल नहीं सकती, मगर रूप जब बदलता है तो मैं में भी विकार आने लगता है. I may be happier before, I could be happier later. Depends on how I change my form to what I like or not like. This is because of avidya. जीव भाव होना ही अविद्या है. इस अविद्या का करेक्शन क्या है? इस अविद्या का करेक्शन है द साधना ऑफ ब्रह्म विद्या. अरणी से ध्यानम में मथन करो. Churning the butter from the cream. In the olden days करते थे ना, घुमाते रहो घुमाते रहो घुमाते रहो, मलाई को करते रहो करते रहो करते रहो. ट्री 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 ट्री, बड़ी देर तक two people would do it, and slowly the cream butter would surface up. Till the butter surfaces, where was the butter? In the cream. But it was not separated. Very careful. This is all reflection. The cream has the butter, but it is unseparated. It is not distinctly now seen. To make it distinct, to separate the butter, I have to churn it. Mathan karna padega. When I churn it for an adequate period of time, then the butter starts to separate. And once it starts to separate, it cannot go back and merge again. आप उसको फिर से क्रीम में नहीं ना मिक्स कर सकते। जो एक बार सेपरेशन हो गया, अब आप इसको वापस नहीं मिक्स कर सकते। इस सेपरेटेड बटर को आप ऐसे हाथ से उठा लेते हो। इट इज सेपरेटेड and they have distinct qualities seen now. The buttermilk is separate. The cream, the butter has got separated. Buttermilk and butter are now two distinct entities. What were they before? One, cream avastha. That cream avastha is equivalent to जीव अवस्था। इस जीव अवस्था में भी कौन है अभी? इस जीव अवस्था में ब्रह्म अवस्था इंटीग्रेटेड ही है, इसी में है। इट्स इन वन। द जीव भाव के अंदर ही, के साथ ही, इट्स एन इंटीग्रेटेड थिंग दैट ब्रह्म भाव इज ऑल्सो देयर। बट व्हाट डू वी हैव टू डू नाउ? The presence of Jiva Bhav in experience has overpowered the presence of Brahma Bhav. Why? Because of avidya, that I am Brahman. On mathanam, Brahma Bhav का Jiva Bhav से mathan करना. On mathanam, the separation of Jiva Bhav and Brahma Bhav happens. And once they are separated, what will happen? Brahma Bhav is clear by itself. In the next verse, he says, Swayam eva amshuman eva. Once there is this mathanam, then by itself this Brahma Bhav emerges and remains itself as available. Swayam eva. Just as the sun rises and takes away the entire darkness. Look at the amount of examples in the... You're moving from one example to another example to another example in the shloka. So start with the matchstick, start with the churning. That is the dhyanam. When the dhyanam is constantly done, then Swayameva Brahma Vritti will emerge. How does it come up on its own? Just as when the sun comes up on its own, the first light of dawn, Swayameva Jwalita, Prajwalita, Udbhavaha, use any word. The first light of dawn emerges on its own. As a result of that, what did it do? In the 42nd verse, he says, Sarva Agyana Indhanam Dahet. The Agyanam is burnt. And in the 43rd verse, he says, on that rising of Atma Gyan, eons of darkness of avidya gets destroyed. अंधकार जो पूर्व काल से चल रहा है, अविद्या अवस्था में जो जीव भाव का अंधकार है वो विद्या के उद्भूत होते ही नष्ट हो जाता है। क्या नष्ट होता है? जीव entirety is destroyed. What will be the effect of that destruction? The effect of that destruction is, he says there, that once the Jivatma is destroyed, just as butter cannot be brought back to its state of cream, so too this Jiva Bhav cannot be brought back ever again. When there is the risen ब्रह्म भाव का जब उद्भूत हुआ है, how valuable is this purusharth that Shastra says it is the only method for this andhakar to be taken away. You know, when you see the sun rising and the sun setting, we have given this example in the past. The sun rising and the sun setting is only based on the rotation of the earth. Sun is neither rising nor setting. And it's a fascinating example for everybody who travels internationally or who has a lot of friends across, family across, and you are working in different time zones. इतना मनन होता है इस बात को लेके, हम किस काल को लेके सर्टेनिटी का एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे हैं? Is time even a relevant factor? Is time even a given factor? Is my question clear? Am I making sense? क्या समय अपने आप में कोई भी प्रमाण है? समय अपने आप में ही बदलता है। एक समय पे एक समय है ही नहीं सबका अनुभव। On the 31st of December, it's the best example. बहुत मजा आता है मुझको। I keep imagining if I was a flying object, a very jet speed flying object. The first Australia की तरफ से, I think it starts from the sun rising. The first of Jan is first experienced by them. What fun! Imagine if you're a flying object at a jet speed. Wherever the 1st of Jan is experienced first, you are there. And as this 1st of Jan keeps moving, you keep moving along with it. And next country, next continent is beginning to experience 1st of Jan has come. Then the next continent is experienced 1st of Jan has come. Next one, array, which of the 1st of January should I call as a new year? So, movement of the earth itself is determining the sunrise and sunset ka experience for me. In the same way, avidya itself is determining the movement of jiva. It's a big statement. I don't know अगर समझ में आया कि नहीं. Avidya is the determinant of the jiva movement. Due to avidya, I'm experiencing a jiva bhav now of a certain kind. Now, काल को चलाते जाओ. If my avidya remains, this is the movement of the earth. Avidya is equivalent to the movement of the earth. As long as avidya is there, तो भ्रमण होता रहेगा संसार का. Move wherever you want to move. It will be the same jiva bhav, same experiences. There will be no difference of asti jayate vardate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati. There will be no change at all. Nothing. You can keep experimenting different modules of life. The unfulfillment felt as a jiva cannot go away by temporary, transient changes that we opt for, we look for. It can't go. Then what will happen? Are they relevant? No, they're also necessary. You have to make changes wherever they have to be done, but mixing up the two levels is not to be done. Whatever changes need to be done, keep doing as long as there is avidya. But we are talking Vedanta. तो वेदांता में हम ये दो levels mix नहीं करते. Now we are not talking about what should be done within a vyavharik life. Shastra is telling us what should be done if you want freedom from vyavharik life. Means अपने जीवन काल में इसका ध्यान हम करना आवश्यक है. मैं ब्रह्म हूं और मैं जीवात्मा नहीं हूं. ये ध्यानम is as necessary. I tell myself, I am only saying it, is as necessary as me eating 3 times a day or 2 times a day. It should be that regular aspect of a lifestyle that we should have adopted, we could have adopted. But for some reason, there is no example for it. So maybe Bhagwan doesn't wish it that way. I do not know. Or maybe it is too personal an exercise that each one has to just do it on their own. But fact is, if Shastra says, ye karna hai, to karna hai. So then what will happen? 44th verse, he says, this Atma that is now prajwalit, जिसका उद्भूत हुआ है आत्म भाव का, which has now become a touchable experience for me. He says, ये तो सततम प्राप्तः है. Even in that jiva buddhi, what is there? Brahma buddhi. That matchstick that I said, matchstick में, that flammable thing is the jiva buddhi, but in that is the Brahma buddhi. Because of that, it is satatam praptaha. It is always gained, प्राप्त है वस्तु. इसका साधना पे प्राप्ति निर्भर नहीं है. I'll repeat this. I will not get it after sadhana. आत्मज्ञान तो प्राप्त अभी भी है. Then what is sadhana doing? Sadhana is removing the layer of jiva gyan that I have imposed on myself. साधना उसको हटाने का है. Separation is the sadhana. Separating the butter from the buttermilk is the sadhana. Creating the butter is not the sadhana. I'm not creating anything. I cannot create Jiva Bhav. I cannot create Brahma Bhav. Jiva Bhav भी अविद्या से defaulted है. I have it already. I did not create it. It is not a product of karma. Jiva Bhav is not a outcome of karma. कर्म पे निर्भर नहीं है. Jiva Bhav is already present. But is that to be taken as real? Because Jiva Bhav is the cause of my entire dukhalaya and my searching sukham. Has the sentence clicked? What is the Jiva Bhav? I'm not creating it. If I'm not creating it, where is the problem to do anything about it? The problem starts when this, due to the Jiva Bhav, my entire dukhalaya is a touchable experience. My entire samsar is called as my unwanted experience. I don't want grief, I don't want sorrow, I don't want dejection, I don't want blah, blah, blah. As a result of which it puts me into I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. सुख प्राप्ति और दुख निवृत्ति का जो मोमेंटम मुझ में है, शास्त्र identifies us from here and tells us the karan of this is jiva bhav. Why am I always into sukha prapti and dukha nivritti? Because I have a steady vision of I am the jiva. I am a jiva. जब तक ये जीव वृत्ति मुझ में अलाइव है, टैंजिबल है, टचेबल है, तब तक सुख प्राप्ति दुख निवृत्ति का फोर्स मुझ में डिफॉल्टेड है. I cannot destroy the force of sukha prapti dukha nivritti, keeping my jiva intact, jivatvam intact. There's nothing I can do about these two. Jivatvam is the cause of my sukha prapti dukha nivritti. समझ में आ रहा है? If jivatvam is the cause of it, then but natural. If I want to handle this samsara, Shastra says, you cannot, there are two sides of a coin. You cannot address samsara without addressing jivatvam. And jivatvam to address, you have to identify its cause. कहाँ से आया जीवत्वम? क्या ये real है? When you start identifying the nature of jivatvam, when you start inquiring on jiva bhav, you realize it is inevitably available. By default, it was available to us because I do not have the recognition of what else am I other than jiva. Am I something else other than jiva? Let's start the inquiry. What is the inquiry? Is my jiva bhav ultimate truth? If it is, there is no solution to samsara. I should stop looking for one. जो जैसा चल रहा है जीवन चलने दो, जो जैसा हो रहा है होने दो, जो कुछ, there is nothing I ought to be doing. Just as an animal is born and dies, in between gives birth and another cycle starts, in the same way, human animal also is born and will die, in between gives birth and a certain other cycles will start, and ये अपना निकल गया. Exit. On a runway. We are on a runway. Exit. Take an exit. But if I want solution, then the solution doesn't lie in samsara. It lies in the cause of samsara, which is jiva. And जीव तो मैंने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं था. I was always born with a jiva thought. I've lived as a jiva thought. मैंने तो create किया नहीं जीवा. मेरे कर्मों पे निर्भर तो है नहीं जीवा. This in itself is a very beautiful point for reflection. Months and months I can go on it. मेरे कर्मों पे निर्भर है क्या जीव भाव? Let's take a little pause and think about it. दो टाइम तो हो जाएगा. Is my jiva bhav dependent on my karma? No. Why do we say that? If it was dependent, then just as कर्म फल सबके अलग अलग हैं, तो जीव भाव भी सबका अलग अलग होता, based on the intensity. कर्मा तो फल से जुड़ा है ना. अगर जीव भाव एक कर्म फल के रूप से होता, तो जीवत में तारतम्यम होता. There would have been gradation in Jivatvam for all living beings. But do we see that in experience? Is there a gradation of Jivatvam in beings? Some people have more Jivatvam, some people have less Jivatvam. ऐसा होता है क्या? Some people are certain I am an individual. Some people have a doubt. I don't think I am an individual. Cannot assert themselves as an individual. Means the identity of oneself as Jiva, nobody has doubts in. Isn't it true? That's why सारे जगत में क्लेश होते ही क्यों हैं? Why is there so much clash? Because everybody is certain that their Jivatvam is real and of the same nature as everyone else's. Did I communicate that? Was it communicated? If Jivatvam was karma based, the solution of it could have been in karma. कुछ तो कर्म निकाल देता वेद हमारे लिए, कितना भी कठिन क्यों ना होता, लेकिन एक कर्म निकाल देता वेद. ये कर्म करके तुम्हारा जीव भाव नष्ट हो जाएगा. Simple equation. Because jiva bhav is karma phal. If you want to alter the karma phal, alter the karma. ज्ञान का कोई काम ही नहीं था. Correct? We would have been given a sequence of very difficult karmas, perhaps. Probably like Ashwamedha Yajna is difficult. There are some very, very difficult karmas for Brahma Loka Prapti also. ब्रह्म लोक प्राप्ति के लिए भी कर्म कहा है शास्त्र में. And it's very difficult, but there are jivas who have done that also. अगर कर्म फल होता तो we would have been given a karma which would have handled the jivatva. But what does Shastra say? Jivatvam is a default experience for a living being. By default, I conclude who I am. By default, I say I am a wanting person. By default, I say that I want more happiness. By default, I am looking for something else in life, etc., etc. All expressions of jiva are the same in all jivas. जहां जीवत्वम है वहां यही अनुभव होगा और कोई अनुभव पॉसिबल नहीं है. It's a very revealing statement, really speaking. Wherever there is jivatvam, this set of experiences, a universal set of experience, wherever there is jivatvam. There cannot be another set of experience. In other words, as a jivatvam, purnatvam cannot be your experience. अगर जीवत्वम मेरा conclusion है, I am living with that defaulted conclusion, then purnatvam is what I seek, but I will never get. Why? Because jivatvam itself is allowing unfulfillment to express. दोनों पैरेलल है, साथ साथ है. जीवत्वम ही तो मेरे को अनफुलफिल रख रहा है. तो लुक एट द शास्त्रस सूक्ष्म दृष्टि. जीवत्वम अगर डिफॉल्टेड एक्सपीरियंस है, then that means is there a way out at all? मैंने तो क्रिएट नहीं किया जीव भाव, तो फिर मैं क्या, where is the way out for this samsara cycle? Here comes Shastra Praman. And this is a camel's milk. Real Vedanta is camel's milk. क्यों? क्योंकि वो कहता है जीवत्व भाव is default expression emerged due to lack of real knowledge of Atma Bhav, which is also existence, Satatam Prapta, but unrecognized. And because it is unrecognized, it looks aprapta. I am unfulfilled. I cannot be Purnam. I cannot be birthless and deathless. I cannot be a mukta. I cannot be mukta. ये मुझे संशय आता है. How am I Atma? How am I Brahman, the source of this creation? How am I birthless and changeless and deathless? How is this improbability of acceptance of myself as Brahman, he says, is due to avidya. 44th verse, first line, last word. Due to avidya. When my own conclusion says I cannot be Brahman, from where? कहाँ से? मेरा तो birth of date है. And I will have a birth of death. I am sorry, a date of death होगी ना मेरी. और षड विकार हो रहा है, दिख रहा है. I'm not the same person I was 50 years ago, 20 years ago. No, this is who I am. So if I say this is who I am, Shastra says, ये आपका कहना ऐसा itself is the source of it is avidya. क्योंकि अविद्या है इसलिए ये सब बोल रहे हो तुम. You know, when a child blabbers, when starts to talk, shuru se, when they still haven't formed words. And if there are two twins talking to each other, बड़े लोगों को कुछ समझ नहीं आता है वो क्या बात कर रहे हैं. बट वो आपस में ऐसे बात करते हैं, कै कै कू कू ला ला वा वा ई ऊ, आ. पता नहीं कौन सी भाषा में बोलते हैं, बट दे सीम टू कम्युनिकेट टू ईच. भगवान जाने आर दे कम्युनिकेटिंग और नॉट. But they are so involved with each other. They're so engrossed with each other, as if there is nothing else that exists. And they are fully in communication with each other. It looks at least to us as adults outside. अगर ये जो भी भाषा बोल रहे हैं हमें तो नहीं समझ में आ रही, अपने आप से वो जो भी भाषा बोल रहे हैं उन्हें समझ में आ रही है कि नहीं वो जाने. But the bhasha that they are talking is not the same as what we are talking. हमारी भाषा उन्हें कितनी समझ में आ रही है और उनकी भाषा हमें कितनी समझ में आ रही है. There is no way of gauging that. Whatever they are talking, we from our standpoint says is due to avidya. They do not have language skills yet. So whatever they are communicating seems to be only an animalistic form of a sound, which a primate would make, a primitive would make. The starting stages of a human birth are also like that. They make those sounds. But till the language is developed, it is still avidya. Once the language is developed, have you ever seen the same sounds being made by the children? Once they learn to talk, वो फिर से क्या वैसे ही बात करेंगे आपस में? Cannot. Avidya gone. Once avidya is destroyed, he says, then language skill being available already to you, you cannot go back to the stage of that primitive form of existence. अप्राप्त जो मुझे लगता है, as a child, or let's put it this way, when we were in primary school, and when you heard of the board exams, 10th and 12th, मन में भू फिर आता था ना, कैसे करेंगे, क्या होगा, what will happen to the future. Everything is uncertain based on the marks of the 10th and the 12th exam. This was so stressful, as the world calls it. Why? Because it looks an अप्राप्त वस्तु, पॉसिबल ही नहीं हो सकता. What does Brahma Vidya look to us? Aprapt. From where am I a ज्ञानी? कौन सा मेरे में ज्ञान का लक्षण दिख रहा है? ये हो ही नहीं सकता. Means I have to become a ज्ञानी. Be watchful of the words. When I say मैं कहाँ से ज्ञान का लक्षण दिख रहा है, what have I already concluded? कि अप्राप्त ब्रह्मन है. आज तो नहीं है. I will do sadhana, I will do work, I will do this, I will do that. Then I will become a jnani. Shastra says, ये सोच ही अविद्या है. What is avidya? I'm repeating just in case somebody's missed it. If I question myself as jnani today, and I say I am not a jnani, from where am I a jnani? I have all samsara expressed. I'm more like Arjun than anybody else. अगर अर्जुन से आइडेंटिफिकेशन हो गई मेरी, तो आई एम नॉट अ ज्ञानी टुडे. दैट मीन्स ब्रह्मन अवस्था जो आज अभी प्राप्त है, शास्त्र दृष्टि से मैं ही उसको अप्राप्त समझ रही हूं. अगर मैं ही उसको अप्राप्त समझ रही हूं, दैट मीन्स आई एम सेइंग इन द फ्यूचर आई विल बिकम अ ज्ञानी. आई एम वर्किंग टू बिकम अ ज्ञानी. This thought itself is अज्ञान, अविद्या. He says, इस thought का तत्नाशे, destroying this अप्राप्त का वृत्ति, that my freedom is to be sought, to be got, that I put it in the future tense. This जब नाश होता है इसका, तत् नाशे प्राप्तवत भाति, it suddenly emerges as, oh, it was always available. It was never distant from me. It was never far from me. It was always available. But somehow I was missing it. How? Swakantha bharanam yatha. Just as the necklace in one's own neck. What happens? Sometimes we are wearing our Mangal Sutras, or we are wearing our own necklaces, and then we are looking everywhere. Or our glasses we are wearing and we can't remember that we are wearing, and then we're looking for them everywhere. But suddenly the bodh comes. Oh, ये तो यहीं पे है. This is a very beautiful example. It's not a light example at all. The minute it's concluded as, oh, ये तो यहीं पे है. Oh, I already have it. Look at the distance you have traveled from having lost it, that it was not available, to that it is, अरे ये तो यही है. कुछ भी change था क्या? What happened? It was here, unrecognized. And now it is here, recognized. When it was here, unrecognized, I was looking around the whole house. सबको हल्ला मचा दिया. I questioned my helpers. I thought they have stolen it. I've done everything. I almost put an FIR. कहाँ पे मेरे actions चले गए. Why? Because यहाँ है, नहीं पहचाना. But जैसे ही मिरर के सामने खड़े होके किसी ने दिखा दिया, अरे ये तो यही है. What happened to the entire realm of action and disturbance that I felt? It instantly changed to relief and to happiness. Oh, it was never lost. This is a beautiful example for reflection. जो प्राप्त है, यत सदा प्राप्तवत, It is never lost. उसको हमें लगता है कि हमें फिर से पाना है. पाई हुई वस्तु को हमें लगता है हमें पाना है. Look at the irony. जो ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है उसको हमें लगता है आई हैव टू मेक इट अवेलेबल. दिस इज ड्यू टू अविद्या. एंड व्हेन अविद्या इज डिस्ट्रॉयड, वो तो ऑलरेडी प्राप्त है. एंड इट लुक्स प्राप्त itself. It becomes प्राप्त now. And so, having just reconnected the verses again, in the next verse he says, this prapta vastu, because of भ्रांति, अविवेक, that हम जीव भाव को importance दे देकर we only strengthen the jivatvam. And once the way we mistake a pole for a person in a dim light, so too we mistake the ever-present Atma as Jiva due to avidya. This is the next. And due to avidya ko hamesha yaad rakhna. Because when we say due to avidya, we imply the entire steps behind. Due to avidya means what? It means due to lack of the dhyanam ka abhyas. अविद्या तो कॉज है, लेकिन by knowing avidya is the cause, किसी की विद्या बन नहीं रही है. So if you have to eliminate avidya, you have to get to the counter of that avidya that destroys avidya. And what is it that destroys avidya? No karma can destroy avidya, because avidya is not the product of karma. That means only jnanam. And jnanam ki sadhana kya hoegi? Varam varam. Self-correction. You know, we used to give that example of the flight correction. They go in a direction and then they're going away from then they make auto corrections. They come back on the path, then they deviate again, then they come back on the path. This is the exact sadhana for Jiva Bhav being replaced by Atma Vritti. Cons all the time autocorrect. You have to be on an autocorrect mode. So with this, we'll conclude today. I'll just do the Shanti Mantra, and then if there are any questions, we'll take it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sarvesham Swastirvavatu Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhavatu. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Marge Mahimahishah Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Kshobarahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.